Well, let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to this week's I'm so used to saying Monday night call, but it's not a Monday night, a Tuesday night call. We're talking about sleep, and I laughed earlier. I told someone that the title of this was Sleep Like a Baby, and then I was like, why would I even say that? If that's the case, that would be like you're waking up every 2 to 3 hours, at least for my baby. He likes to nurse a lot in the night. So I think this should be better called Sleep Like Your Husband or Sleep Like a Teenager or something else besides Sleep Like a Baby. This call is going to be not a lengthy one, but I have learned a lot about sleep and tools that we have for regulating this. And I think it's part of just the desperation of the season that I'm in with four young kids who share bed space with me, and having to wake up and function and do my businesses and homeschool. And I sleep is absolutely essential. And so I've gone through some pretty rough seasons with sleep. But I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that we do have tools available to us. And I'm learning more about sleep routines now, and not just for myself, but for my kids. So I'm excited to share some of these things with you. And then, of course, for my live people at the end, if you have anything you want to share, please do. Just a couple reminders. Next month's call, I'm going to be talking about the two new holistic weight loss supplements that were just announced to us yesterday. I was able to order them early, and I'm going to do this fun like test subject thing where I'm sending somebody on our team who told me they have blood sugar issues. So this is perfect person. I'm going to send them the products for free. And all I'm asking in exchange is just for honest feedback that they post regularly in our Facebook group, Lifestyle Freedom, and in our team site, which is Wellspring on school.com. If you're not in that, please ask me for the link, because that's where I post and share all of our training for business and product and all of that. But yeah, that was my only ask, is like, if I give you these free products, will you please like be honest and give feedback, and also use them every day, and also give us, yeah, just like an honest review and commit to it. And so Rosie said, shoot, I would have done it. I know I had a lot of people say me, and I'm like, I only have one set, but they come out January 10th. So they're about to come out to everybody. But I'm going to be educating on them next month. These are new products, new ingredients. So it's not going to be one of those calls where I'm sharing from a bunch of my personal testimonies. I'm going to be learning alongside you. But what I appreciate about this line, and the scientists that I got to hear from yesterday on the call, is that this is not meant to be a quick fix band-aid. Just like everything Young Living does, this is meant to be root cause healing. So to the root cause of blood sugar imbalance and hormonal imbalance, that is what this is. The goal of this is. This is not a quick, the things that are out there right now in super high price tags, injections, like we aren't going that route. We're going the holistic route. And I'm really excited because the test subjects that took these two products, every single one of them lost weight and kept it off. And that's what we want to hear. We don't want to hear about temporary fixes. So, if you want reminders of my monthly calls, all you have to do is text latest to that number right there, 985-218-8868, and we'll update you, send reminders of our calls, and also recordings of our calls. And again, I mean, I say this every time, but I'm not a doctor yet. I will be. I will be a doctor in 2.5 years when I finish naturopathic doctor school. But tonight, just like all these monthly wellness calls, we're just sharing personal experiences and what works for us. So first thing I want to talk about when we talk about sleep is just developing a good routine. A lot of getting a good night's rest really is in establishing a routine. And so I know for me, I'm trying to walk through the same steps each evening with my kids. I mean, obviously some nights are different and change, but these habits can really create cues for our brain that it's time to rest. There's a lot of signals that our body is sending, our brain is sending signals to our body about safety, about calm. I'm learning this actually in D school right now, that calm, the science of calm is what the class is. Calm is not necessarily a feeling. It's actually a biological state. It's a physiological state. One of the simplest things you can do that triggers your body to get out of fight or flight and into rest and digest. That's the sympathetic, parasympathetic, to be able to switch your nervous system over to this other healing, calm route is deep breathing. It's crazy. It has a direct effect on your vagus nerve and your vagus tone. And there's a few different techniques out there. The one that I've really been focusing on, and I want to tell you guys about my health challenge that today is actually day 30 of. But the one I've been focusing on is 478. So it's diaphragmatic breathing, like not, deep, sorry, not shallow breathing out of your lungs, but deep inhalations from your diaphragm, which is below your rib cage, right? Like your upper stomach portion. And you want to fill that up with air first, then bring the oxygenation into your lungs. So you do a deep inhale for 4 seconds and you hold for 7 seconds. And then you let out for 8 seconds, even with a little, like a little sound. It's funny because some of the stuff we're learning in the science of calm about resetting the nervous system are a lot of things I use as a doula and as a midwife in labor for labor techniques. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Like this is how we get moms to stay in this space of calm and surrender. And so one of my nighttime routines now, and by the way, I'm always tandem nursing. It's always, I don't know why, the like the 3-year-old still wants to nurse when the 1-year-old wants to nurse. I'm like, Lord, how do I wean this child? Okay, so I'm always like here. And now I'm starting to take this time to do my 478 breathing. And I just do like 5 to 10 minutes of it. But I can feel my heart rate go down. I can feel my blood pressure go down. My mind is clear. Like I am ready. I'm ready for bed. And even though I usually don't go to bed right then and there and I come back out, I feel like I just got like a massage. Like my muscles are relaxed just from breathing. Isn't that amazing? So that's part of my routine. Some other things that we've incorporated. So here, let me just back up and real quick say 30 days ago, I launched a health challenge called Rest Repair Recovery. It's free. It was completely, I had no goals of like selling Young Living products or like, because in the past I've done health challenges where I'm like, okay, let's do the Ningxia reset, buy the reset kit. We're going to do this together. This, I was just simply trying to incorporate some of the things I was learning in ND school about resetting the nervous system and recalibrating your circadian rhythm and also lymphatic drainage. So I'm like, the best way I know how to create healthy habits is to do them every day. And the best way I know how to stick to something every day is getting people to hold me accountable. So I created a health challenge literally for myself. Like I need these habits in my life and I need like the accountability. And it was just 5 daily habits. The very first one was wake up in the morning and drink salt water before good quality salt, not just any salt, before coffee and before food. Grounding barefoot. I was kind of already doing that habit. So that's stuck with me. Um, the next one was to do some sort of antioxidant infusion in the day. So for some of us, I'm drinking Ningxia right now. It could have been Ningxia, could have been some berries, some citrus. I started incorporating Olive Essentials, which is Young Living's. It's one of our high antioxidants that is good for cardiovascular health and metabolism. It was inspired from the Mediterranean diet. One itty bitty tiny capsule has 20 milligrams of hydroxytyrosol, which is equivalent to drinking a liter of olive oil. That hydroxytyrosol is the antioxidant in that. Phenomenal product, totally underrated. So thanks to this challenge, I started taking that every day. The next thing was to do deep breathing, 5 to 10 minutes of deep breathing with one gratitude journal. And by the way, if you want to see my like Google Doc of all the things that I did for 30 days, I'm going to share it with you guys at the end. So don't worry, you can scan the QR code and you can look at it all. The next one was lymphatic pump drainage exercises. 12 minutes. That was it. That's all it takes. It's 1 minute each of 12 different exercises that I'm telling you, they're geriatric. Anybody can do these exercises. They are not hard. I should hardly call them exercises, but the purpose of them is to get your lymphatic system pumping. And so you want lymphatic flow. You don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to take too long on this. I could talk for 20 more minutes on this, but and then the very last thing, which drives us home to this class was recalibrating your circadian rhythm. Okay. So what this looked like for the challenge, and people could do any part of it that they wanted. But for me, it was limiting screens after 8 o'clock my time. If I had to use a screen, which I did for school, then it was blue light blockers of some kind. So obviously on your phone, you can dim your lighting. I and finally invested in blue light blocking glasses. I love them so much that I asked them to give me a discount code, and they did. So if you ever want some good blue light glasses, you can get them prescription. I have like a 10% off code for that. I also invested in circadian rhythm friendly light bulbs. So I'm going to flash them so you can see. Can you see how those are very orangey, glowy yellow? They're beautiful. They do not have blue light and they're amazing. And they make me feel very cozy and very sleepy. And so when it turned sunset for this challenge, it was blue light blockers on, these light bulbs on. And then the very last part of this routine, which is, things that I'm trying to just give you tools that you can choose from. I'm not saying you have to do all the things, but it was some type of magnesium infusion before bed. For some of us, this looked like Super Mag. Super Mag is a supplement. I know Juliet shared with me on the last call. She takes Super Mag every day. I was consistently inconsistent with Super Mag until this challenge. I've taken it every day for 30 days. Super Mag is an amazing supplement. It's several different types of magnesium, and they come from seawater. Like this is like so naturally sourced, not made in a lab minerals, but from the earth. Um, Magnesium is amazing for over 300 functions in the body. This is not one that is going to make you so sleepy though. Like you can't take it at night. You can take Super Mag at any point, but I definitely take it before bed. But magnesium helps with a calm nervous system. It also helps support healthy energy levels throughout the day. Because of getting a good night's sleep, you're going to wake up feeling refreshed, not feeling drowsy. And like I said, it's got several different types of magnesium, melon juice concentrate, which reduces oxidative stress and supports sleep, also increases magnesium efficiency in the body. Um, Man, I had super magnesium pulled up on my phone and then now I can't find it, but go look it up. Young Living's website, Super Mag. You can read the different types of magnesium and things like that. Um, some people chose to do Epsom salt soaks before bed. Some people chose to do mineral essence. So at the end of this challenge, I was kind of sick of, I can't take a magnesium bath every single night. I used to do that, but for kids, I'm just like, it's like a luxury at this point. I aim for a Epsom salt bath, twice a week. I started doing a nightly mocktail where I did 2 ounces of organic tart cherry juice, 2 ounces of Ningxia, because Ningxia also is great for quality of sleep. Um, like a splash of sparkling water and 6 dropperfuls of mineral essence. And mineral essence is another incredible, incredible mineral product from Young Living. It's got tons of different minerals. Magnesium's just one of them. And it's sourced from the Great Salt Lake. So again, another like from the earth good supplement. So many different things that you can do as far as your routine. If you have something that you love and do, please share it with me. Of course, low lights, especially these like the ambient lightings, they're very warm, but I also love candles. I do beeswax candles. I get all the diffusers going in our bedroom with, I say all, yes, I have like several in our room. We're going to talk about different oils to choose, but one great combination I love is Northern Lights Black Spruce, Lavender, and Tangerine. You can also use Peace and Calming alone. You can add Tangerine to Peace and Calming. The citrus oils are really good for melatonin. Of course, you can have your diffuser running while you're taking your Epsom salt bath and adding sleepy oils in there, or while you're taking your like a warm shower before bed. I'm just like rubbing Goldie over here. She's just soaking it up. um, right before bed, I also always just directly apply oil. So you can rub oils directly on your chest, your wrist, your neck, bottom of your feet. We do things like Sleepy Eyes, Seedlings Calm, Tranquil, Stress Away. So many good options. Um, I like brown noise better than white noise. White noise is a little bit too, the frequency is very jarring to me, but this could be just as simple as running a ceiling fan or a box fan. But something like that, that's part of our routine. We like to sleep cool, like air, but like be warm in our bed. And I actually learned this like years ago. I lived in Norway with my sister, and they do like they keep their house very cold in the winter, and it's part of like their belief system of just like cold air is really good for breathing. But when you sleep, you want like wool socks. They sleep with bed warmers. Like they're not cold at all when they're sleeping, but they breathe in cold air. And so I kind of keep that in mind. Like I we have very warm linen, comfy, good bedding, good frequency bedding, but then I have the window open, so I have like cold air coming in. um so yeah, part of your routine is really just making your bed a comfy, cozy space. I am very sensitive now to like the what I am what's on my body. I used to not really think about that, and then somehow along the way, I think in my pregnancies, I was like, I don't really like the feeling of polyester and plastic on my body. And then if you do some research, you'll feel a difference if you've ever worn linen clothing or slept on linen bedding. It's the best quality bedding you'll ever have. Back in like the early 1900s, hospital beds were only made of linen sheets for healing. Of course, that's not the case anymore, but making your bed a comfy place that promotes healing and rest. That's the goal here. So Young Living also makes a spray, and it's in the baby line, the seedlings line, but it's a linen spray. So it's called the seedlings linen spray. That is an amazing smell before bedtime. It smells like just fresh. But you can also do a DIY pillow spray. I've made them before, with cedar wood, with Valor, and just spray the pillows, the sheets, the blankets, stuff like that. I'd love to hear in the chat too what your favorite ones for sleep are, because all of us are going to have different answers here. Um, so, like scientifically asking how do essential oils help with sleep? The short answer is because the power of aromatherapy in the limbic system. So there's definitely a connection between aromatherapy, emotions, moods, sleep. And I love that. I love the anatomy of the brain and the science of oils. The way that oils affect the brain is really fascinating to me. But the connection starts in the limbic system of your brain. This is also known as the emotional brain. This is the part of the brain that contains your hippocampus, your amygdala, your hypothalamus, and your thalamus. It handles emotional response, anger, fear, libido, hormone function, behavior, motivation, long and short term memory, sleep patterns, reproduction, and your sense of smell. How amazing is that? So when you breathe in essential oils, molecules enter the limbic system through the nose, and they can elicit a physical and an emotional response. So the exact details of how smells impact emotions are difficult to define, but we know that smell absolutely does elicit these responses, and we can use this to our advantage. Um, so I don't know what your favorite ones for sleep are. I love to diffuse things like lavender, frankincense, valor, peace and calming, Roman chamomile, vetiver, tangerine, Northern Lights black spruce. I mean, there's so many recipes out there. And actually, one of my recent favorites that I like used to love, forgot about, am loving all over again is Dreamcatcher. Absolutely love that blend. I do find that I have more vivid dreams when I have it though. And I don't know if that's I'm just in a deeper sleep. But it's an amazing blend. Take a picture of this if you want. These are some, my laptop's gonna die. I'm moving over to my charger. These are some combinations for options to diffuse. Oh, praise. Okay, made it just in time. Mm. If you know anything about Vitaflexology, the bottom of your big toe applies to the brain. So we always, when we're getting ready for bed and we're rolling like Tranquil or Rudolvala on the kids' feet, I'll always make sure to put it on their big toe. Um, so the nerve endings that connect to the brain end there on the big toe. Um, and I don't know if anyone has testimony with this, but my mother does. Putting Valor on her big toe stops her from snoring. That's just wild. I mean, like, I understand it, but I just think it's wild that it works. Um, so yeah, grab some of your favorite sleepy time oils, apply them to the bottom of the big toe, the wrist, the neck, the chest. Sometimes we do the ears. So many good options here. I'm just going to read a couple of these here. Cedarwood, vetiver, lavender, Northern Lights, black spruce, and valerian. These are all calming and grounding to the mind and the body, especially vetiver. I love vetiver. Vetiver, if you it's very, very thick. It's viscous. You have to kind of warm it in your hand. I also really like that one for daytime focus, ADD, ADHD. Amazing for sleep. Lavender, frankincense, valor, Roman chamomile. These oils are slightly earthy and herbaceous. So they also help the mind and body calm down for rest. Tranquil is a luxurious, amazing blend. I mean, one of the best smelling blends I think Young Living makes. It's a blend of lavender, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile. Very, very like just calming and serene. It's just a beautiful smell. Rutavala is not a beautiful smell, in my opinion, but it's very powerful. This is a blend that contains rue, lavender, and valerian. I'm not going to say it smells bad. It smells interesting, but I am definitely not wearing it as perfume. But it's 100% worth it for the results you get. If you desperately need sleep, Rutavala is something that I think you should try. Peace and calming. This is a combination of blue tansy, orange, tangerine, and patchouli and ylang ylang. This is a fan favorite for good reason. It smells really, really good. It's very calming to the central nervous system. People will use this all throughout the day, not just at nighttime. Kids Sense Sleepy Eyes. This is lavender, geranium, Roman chamomile, tangerine, bergamot, and sacred frankincense. Really awesome one for kids to help get them grounded and settled in before bedtime. Does anybody have a favorite oil that I didn't mention for sleep? And you might have already said, but okay, let me pull up the chat. Hold on, that's why. Cedarwood is such a good one, Rosie. What's funny is cedarwood was when I first started using Young Living oils in 2012, cedarwood smelled horrible to me. It smelled almost like I would say it smelled like cat pee. I don't even know. It was just like offensive. And then something switched in my brain. I slept so good with it. I knew I needed it. And I didn't even want to diffuse it, but I would like put it on my feet. It smells like cedarwood to me now, like the tree. Like it smells amazing and earthy. And I can't believe how much my sense of smell has changed around that oil. But yeah, that's one of my favorites. And it's so affordable, such a good price point. Okay, just a couple more slides here, but a nourished body sleeps better. So we know that the quality of our nutrition and our sleep play a fundamental role in our health, but they're also that the relationship there is kind of complex and they do go to hand in hand. So diet and nutrition can influence your quality of sleep. Certain foods and drinks can make it harder to get to sleep. Alcohol is one of those, of course, caffeine. But at the same time, getting enough sleep helps us maintain things like healthy weight and manage stress and recover from exercise and so much more. So when we're giving our body the nutrients it needs, hopefully food first, and then of course vitamins, minerals, supplementation after that. We have more capability to better capability to recover and to replenish, and a nourished body just simply sleeps better. And so Ningxia Red is such a good option here. I mean, this is not going to fill in all of the gaps of nutrition, but this is something that your body is getting a nutrient flood, an antioxidant flood. When we run out of Ningxia, I'm so sad. I'm just like, I really miss it. I really need it. And we know like for just even from not just personal testimonies, but clinical studies that this is good for sleep quality, energy during the day, and mood stabilization. Okay, so just a couple supplements that I wanted to mention here. Deep Night Spectra. I was just asking you if you took that. I don't know if either of you guys take this one. Um, I'm not as consistent with this as the super magnesium, but this is a really cool one because it's melatonin free. And it's meant to promote that good quality sleep without having a drowsy effect the next day. A lot of times people will resort to over the counters and pharmaceuticals for just desperation to sleep, but they're affected by it the next day and it's drowsy and they're drowsy. So this one is just herbal. It's got a night blend of spearmint and green tea extracts, holy basil and lemon balm, which supports the body's natural response to stress. It's got lavender essential oil in it and spearmint essential oil. So that's a great option. I know that there is I don't know what it's called, but Young Living sells basically as a duo kit. If you want to get Deep Night Spectra and Super Mag, you can save a little bit by buying the duo together. MU Pro is, one that I think we all love. This is not a daily for me. It does have 4 milligrams of melatonin, which is a lot. This is one that we take when traveling, when sick, or just kind of as needed. If we extra need a good night's sleep. It is so powerful and strong to me that I only take a half of it. I don't even need a full one, but that is not one you want to take in the day. Whereas, the magnesium you can. Immu Pro is meant to boost your immune system while you sleep. Kids Sense Unwind. This is for adults too. I don't think we talk about this enough. This is an amazing supplement option for us. It's a powdered one. I think it's a watermelon flavor. I like the flavor, but you can just pour it in a little bit of water about 30 minutes before bed. So it's great for adults as well, but it is like marketed as a kid supplement. But it has these common ingredients like L-theanine, 5-HTP, and magnesium. It also has some of the sleep supporting oils we've talked about tonight, lavender, Roman chamomile. So it's named very appropriately, Wind Down. Um, I had some testimonies here that I was going to read, but just some routines here. I'll just read one from a girl named Clementine. This was one of her sleep protocol for kids, but they do unwind pouch 30 minutes before bedtime, a bath with seedlings calm, Rutavala on the bottom of the feet, and then either Dreamcatcher and Kid Power in the diffuser or Peace and Calming rubbed in their hair and on their back and on their PJs. Such a good one. Um, I had created a wish list if you wanted to see all of the sleep products. If you want that, text me on that number or just, 985-218-8868. If you scan this is going to bring you to the Google Doc of my 30-day challenge, rest, repair, recovery. So if you want to grab things like the blue light blocking glasses, the light bulbs, my discount codes are in there. I also list the supplements like super magnesium and mineral essence. If you're interested in the lymphatic pump exercises, all of that stuff is in there in the QR code. So that's all I have. I can take any questions y'all might have. Um, and if not, we'll see you next month for holistic weight loss. So
I,
excited for that.
I think you started with the cider thing before you started recording. Can I get that recipe too?
Oh, yes, the fire cider.
Yes.
Totally. Rosie, do I have your number? Well, let me stop recording
I
real quick.
think